Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about installing Visual Studio on your computer. In order to get the installer, we're going to go to visualstudio.com and we can just click download community 2015 here. That's the free edition. So we're going to click it, and if you want to compare the editions, you can just click that link right here. And we have three editions: the community edition, the professional, which is paid, and enterprise, which is paid. Of course, the community is free. If you want to know the differences, you can click on detailed feature matrix here, and you can go through the differences if you want to. If you're aimed to create one type of application, like let's say Windows desktop applications, and you don't need all of the features that the community offers, so you can click Visual Studio Express Edition. So the community has all the features of Express, but Express only, like let's say Express for desktop, that supports creation of desktop application for Windows only. You can't create web applications with that. Express for web, you can create web applications using ASP.NET, but you can't create desktop applications. Express for Windows creates the universal Windows platform apps, and there is the Team Foundation server, which is a code control, source code control. So we can click on the installer, and we can get rid of that. So it's a small installer. It's like around 2.5 megabytes, but that means it's gonna get everything from the internet. So right here I have modify, repair, and install. I already installed it. It's a huge installation process, like takes a very long time. So you can go ahead and click typical and click install, and if you're prompted by user account control dialog, go ahead and click yes, and go and grab yourself a cup of coffee and come back when the installation has finished, because it will take a really long time. So I'm going to cancel right here, and in order to launch Visual Studio, we're going to click on Start, All Apps, and it's Visual Studio, so we're going to click on the V here and Visual Studio 2015. So there is the nice splash screen. By the way, you're allowed to create free or paid applications with the community edition. Right here we have the start page, which I recommend to leave it to be showing on startup. You can create project, open a project, or open from source control. Here you're going to have a list of recent projects you've been working on. Right here you have news about Visual Studio, and even videos, like what's new in C# 6.0. And if you do not have the start screen, you can just get it by clicking view and start page. Also, you can create a new project rather than by clicking the link right here. You can just click file, new project, and if you like the keyboard shortcut, you can hit Ctrl+Shift+N, and it's going to open this window. And just make sure that you have C# or Visual C# selected right here, and we're interested right now in the console application, which basically creates a command line application. So right here we have the name of our application, and then we have the location where it's going to be saved on your hard drive, which is in your user folder, Documents, Visual Studio 2015, and Projects. And here we have the solution name. The solution is a collection of projects, so a solution can have many projects under it. And right here, if you are working with Team Foundation server, you can add the source control. So we're going to go ahead and click OK, and Visual Studio is going to start creating our application for us. Forgive me, my computer is a little bit old. Okay, so right here on the left we have the code editor. Right here on the right we have the Solution Explorer, which contains our solution. We called it Console Application 1, and right here we have the properties of our solution, like the name, the active config, the description, the path, and the startup project, which is the only project that we have, but we can create a new project under that same solution. Right here we have our a project. Here we have properties like the target .NET framework and the assembly name and the default namespace and all of that. Here we have references, which are basically libraries that Visual Studio assumed we're going to need in that type of application, even though we're not going to use all of them right now, but it can come handy. Right here we have our app.config, which is basically an XML file or extensible markup language file, and it has a little bit of configuration like the supported runtime and this Q.NET framework version. And here we have our core code, which is program.cs, and we can expand that and see here we have program, which is our class. Remember we said C# is an object-oriented programming language, so everything is an object from a class. And if we expand that class, right here we have the main method or the main function, which is basically our entry point to our program. So whenever we execute our program, this is going to be our entry point. You can also change the look of the Visual Studio, like you can click on Tools, Options, and right here you have all the configuration, like the colors theme. Like we can get it to be light or dark. And it's going to take a little bit because it's kind of resetting the entire workspace. But I'm just going to stick with the blue color here. We can see about auto recover, like save auto recover information every 5 minutes, so it saves the file every 5 minutes. The documents, and right here we have fonts and colors. So right here, our text editor, our font size is 10, which we're going to get it to be a little bit bigger. We can also change the font for the environment. Which is basically, we can change the type and all of that, and we even can change the size if you want to. So I'm just going to click OK, and as you can see, it enlarged our font a little bit. So our code goes here between those curly braces. So that's it for this video, and I'm gonna see you in the next one, and until then, happy programming.